Today all eyes are on King Charles III, but we cannot forget the longest reigning monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. Her reign, spanning 7 decades, was a study in steadfast duty and quiet resolve. Her 1953 coronation was the first to be televised, inviting millions to witness the solemnity and splendor from their own homes. This act of modernization transformed the coronation into a global spectacle. The public glimpsed a world of sacred oaths, priceless jewels, and ancient rituals. The shared experience bound the nation and Commonwealth together as never before. As we explore the lineage of British monarchs and their coronations, we begin with her. Each ceremony is a snapshot of its era, reflecting the politics, technology, and character of the monarch at its heart. Queen Elizabeth II's 1953 coronation was revolutionary, the first to be televised, bringing the ancient rite into the modern age. Her father, King George VI, had the first coronation broadcast live to the world via radio in 1937. King George V's 1911 ceremony is the oldest coronation to have been filmed, with fragments of colorized footage hinting at its splendor. Edward VII was the first monarch to travel to Westminster Abbey for his coronation in a motorcar, breaking with tradition. Queen Victoria, the first monarch to be photographed, once scratched her own face from a family photograph, a moment of private rebellion. William IV's penny coronation was a stripped-back affair, replacing the grand banquet with simple turtle soup. George IV's coronation remains the most extravagant and expensive in British history, costing over £21 million in today's money. George III holds the record as the longest reigning king in British history, with a reign of immense consequence. At George II's coronation, Handel's Zadok the Priest was first performed, becoming an essential anthem of the ceremony. George I, a German prince, became King of England. His coronation was marked by scandal due to his estranged wife's absence. At Queen Anne's coronation, music by William Croft filled the Abbey, and God Save the Queen became established as the national anthem. The joint rule of William and Mary saw the last joint coronation in British history, symbolizing shared power. James II was the last Roman Catholic monarch crowned sovereign of England in a Protestant nation. Charles II, the Merry Monarch, was the last to be crowned in a full suit of armor before monarchs adopted ceremonial robes. Charles I's 1626 coronation foreshadowed a reign of deep division leading to conflict, civil war, and his execution. James I united the crowns as the first Scottish king to also rule Great Britain and Ireland, marking a new Stuart dynasty. Queen Elizabeth I used her coronation gown made entirely of English silk as a symbol of national pride. Mary I was the first woman crowned Queen Regnant of England, ruling in her own right. Edward VI, the first Protestant-raised King of England, was crowned at just 9 years old. Henry VIII introduced the oath of supremacy at his coronation, declaring the monarch head of the church. At Henry VII's coronation, John Blank, a royal trumpeter, became the first black person known to attend the ceremony. Richard III held his coronation in both York and London and became the last English king to die in battle. Edward IV's coronation was the first conducted entirely in English, marking a shift from Latin and French. Henry VI holds the record as the youngest person ever crowned King of England at just 8 years old. Henry V's coronation day was marked by a freak blizzard, seen by some as a dark omen for his reign. Henry IV's coronation was conducted in French, but he was the first since the Norman conquest to conduct official business in English. Richard II became king at 10, known for his vanity and a turbulent reign that ended in deposition. Edward III's coronation featured elaborate tournaments and jousts, celebrating chivalric culture. At Edward II's coronation, the famous coronation chair was first used, housing the stone of Scone. Edward I, known as Longshanks, was the first to officially style himself King of England. Henry III's troubled reign required 3 coronations, each an attempt to solidify his rule. During King John's coronation, Scottish nobles tried to seize the Stone of Scone, challenging English authority. Richard the Lionheart refused to take the English oath and famously declared he would have sold London if he could find a buyer. Henry II's coronation feast was marred by a violent brawl between his Norman and English followers. Little is known of King Stephen's coronation, reflecting the chaotic nature of his reign. Henry I married Matilda of Scotland, uniting Norman and Anglo-Saxon bloodlines. William II, known as Rufus, solidified the Norman hold on England at his coronation. William the Conqueror's coronation in 1066 was the first documented at Westminster Abbey, setting the stage for all that followed. From the armoured ceremony of Charles II to the televised spectacle of Elizabeth II, the British coronation has mirrored its age. It is a ritual that has adapted and endured for nearly 1,000 years. Each monarch has stepped into Westminster Abbey to partake in this ancient rite, to wear the same crown and to sit in the same chair. The ceremony is more than just the crowning of a new head of state. It is a profound act of national storytelling. It reaffirms identity, recalls shared heritage, and looks to the future. The music, oaths, and regalia are symbols laden with centuries of meaning. As one reign ends and another begins, this remarkable tradition continues. The coronation stands as a testament to the enduring power of ceremony and the crown.